Right, here we are back in the high resource extraction site. What I want to do is show you how everything I can about bounties. First of all though, let me apologise if there's any sound problems. Since Windows updated, my sound's gone all over the place. The microphone volume suddenly starts increasing all by itself. So let me just explain a little bit about bounties before we start. In the resource extraction site you will get them from time to time, some more serious than others depending on how you get them. The normal way of getting them is that when you've shot somebody before you've seen that they're wanted. So you must always wait. Is he wanted? If you look on the left there where it says Federal Gunship, deadly, scanning, wanted. As soon as you get that, you're clear to shoot him. If you shoot before that, you'll get an assault charge the moment a shot lands. The other thing is to shoot a clean ship. So if you mistakenly, accidentally target the wrong ship and land one shot, you'll get an assault charge, and that will be a small bounty. And if you carry on shooting because you didn't realise that it was a good guy till he dies, you'll get a murder bounty, which would be something like 6,000 credits. And the effects of those are very slightly different, but let me just cover the other types of bounties first of all. You also get bounties if you got a fine for carrying illicit goods or something like that. So when you're trying to sneak them into the station, into the black market, and you get scanned by the feds, then you'll get a fine equivalent to the value of the goods. And if you don't pay that fine, I think the fine lasts about a week, so if you don't pay within a week, the fine changes to a bounty, which behaves just like any other bounty. For the small fines you get, like just speeding or bumping into somebody in the no fire zone, you get like small fine. They don't change to bounties. And also, once your bounty has expired and changed to a fine, if you don't pay the fine, it doesn't change back to a bounty either. So it's only the big fines you get for illicit goods and things like that. And the last thing I can think of for getting a bounty is if you're doing surface scans, scanning the beacons, then you'll get, if it's a private beacon, you get I think it's a 500 credit bounty. So whatever happens after that depends on who's around you. So in the resource extraction sites, you can see there's loads of feds about. They'll immediately turn red, and if they're occupied like they are shooting that big ship there, most of them will carry on shooting him, but maybe one or two will target you, and you've got to try and get away. What happens is the moment you get the bounty, you get writing that says assault charge, and it comes on the right hand of your screen. As soon as you get that, you must take action absolutely immediately. Do not hang around to complete your kill, because the longer you stay, the more chance you got of all the feds turning on you. So what I'm going to do now, just get my weapons out, I just want to explode another myth. So see that anaconda there? That's a fed. I'm going to shoot him. Bang, got him. You see the shot land? Nothing. Shoot him again. Got him. Nothing. Again for luck. Oops, got the other one. So I got an assault charge this time. So I think that was the ship that I targeted. I got. So what you do, 4 pips to engines and 2 to systems. Just keep boosting. Right, they're onto me now. There's not much I can do until I get clear of mass locked. See, if you look on the left, I'm wanted. I've got 2 feds on me. I'd be lucky to get out of here, to be honest. Right, I'm clear of mass lock. Weapons away. Get that frame shift drive going. I'm mass locked by them at the moment. So let's see if I can get away without... just keep boosting. They tend not to boost. So if I can get out of range, I'm clear. So a few sparks going off. 45%. Quite often you go right down to the wire. So still one shooting me. Come on, come on. I'll show you method 2 in a minute, but let's see if this works first. Yeah, so it looks like I'm going to get away. Ooh, 9%. If I can get one more, just weave a bit. But they can really shoot well. Here we go, got my shields back. So yeah, I got away. This is just a sidewinder with no shields, you know, so if you can get away in that, you can get away in most ships. And also it's not that fast. So once you're clear, unwanted still, and well, there's some feds flying around there. Oh no, they just dropped out. So the one thing you can't do is go back to the station because there's feds there. And if you're wanted, they scan you, see you're wanted, and they'll kill you. Or the station will kill you, even worse. And there's no escape from that. So the only thing we can do now is go to another system. So we go to navigation, and let's take just the next one. And then we just jump there. Where is it? It's over there. Don't want to fly through the rings just yet. So what I do, I'm pointing away from it while it charges up. Because if you fly through the rings, you crash, but you can actually jump through them. So once it says it's ready to go, there you go, line with target. Now I can line up. Oh, I can pass it anyway. So, once we get to any other system, we're home and dry. So you see the wanted's gone out now. Now, you cannot pay off that bounty in the in anywhere. So when I look at my transactions now, there is a 400 credit bounty, and you'll see there's a timer on the extreme right, 0 hours and 6 minutes. If that was a murder bounty, that would be 6-7 days roughly, and so you're like, you can't go back for a while. Although there is a way to deal with that, which I'll show you later. So all we can do here is hang around, wait for those 6 minutes to go, and if you just watch it like this, it doesn't go down. You have to go off it and come back, and then the clock's ticked on then. And very occasionally there's bugs when it doesn't go down at all, even though, and it still shows wanted. Oh, I'm wanted here now. This must be, that's interesting. That's the very, very first time I've seen that. And there's feds about. It must be because the faction that I got the bounty from have some sort of control in this system as well. So no, while I'm in Super Cruise, it's very, very rare for anybody to deal with you, the feds or bounty hunters or anything like that, for a small bounty like that. So we'll just see what happens. So yeah, let's just have a look at the, while we're waiting, yeah, it looks like we got this faction here, GD319 Solutions. Don't know whether they're the main one, but for them I'm wanted, and they're here in this system. So that's quite unusual for them. Well, I guess it happens quite often, but I've never really seen it before, so as we've got time to waste, there's a few stations here. So we can't go back to GD319, so let's try, if we've got enough fuel, should have, yeah. Let's try it. Over here. Switch is bouncing. So all we can do is wait for that timer to count down. Still showing us 6 minutes. It should have gone down a bit by now. So something weird going on. Yeah, I don't want to get in a fight with anybody because I've only got 9% hull. Generally, you can get out as long as you're quick. So all the time you're fighting, you need to be. I say I'm not wanted here. You need to be aware. That should have reset now. Yeah, 3 minutes. So it is sometimes a bit buggy. You you know, ideally you want to start your own stopwatch, and then when the 6 minutes is up, you can go back, even if it says still showing 6 minutes. So, I mean, you can, like, if you've had a lot of damage done, you can go to a local station and get some repairs or something while you're waiting. But I want to show you, you know, how to deal with it completely first. So, is it going down now? Still showing 3 minutes. So what we got, 16:01 at the top. So when it gets to 16:04, we should be able to go back. So just wait for a bit. Yeah, so that's the important thing. Some people say you should put 4 pips to systems to give yourself stronger shields. I say no, because speed is important. You need to be able to boost as much as you can to get as clear as you can, because the further you are away, the less damage to weapons they do. So ideally you want to get in a good 2 boosts before they open fire, and you can't do that if you've got 4 pips to systems. And even then, you know, you need speed. The faster you're going, the quicker you can get away. You can always outrun the NPCs, then they can never catch you, provided you keep boosting. What else can I tell you while we're waiting? So I've shown you what happens if you shoot a Fed. I think what happened was I missed, I need to look back at the video, and shot the guy, one of the other ships, who was actually targeted without being scanned. So that's what got me the assault charge. I was going to do it on a Fed. I was just going to target him and shoot him, and we would have got the same thing. But I didn't get a chance, so I made a mistake. But just goes to show. Right, I'm going to show you, like, when we go back, alternative method for escaping, and then later in the video I'll show you how to get rid of bounties if you've got a murder charge on you. So hopefully I can get a murder charge later. So yeah, it's stuck on 3 minutes. So it's just coming up to 4 now. Should we chance it? I'll just wait another 30 seconds. So I can now get ready to go back. Oops, transactions, sorry, navigation. GD319 is where we got it. Yeah, what I normally do is, after you've been bounty hunting for a bit, you figure out all the places around you where you can do it. And what you do, as soon as you get a bounty at one, you just jump to the next one, and then go straight to the resource extraction site there. So the only time you wasted was the travelling time. Then carry on shooting a few bad guys there until you get another bounty, then on to the next one. Just keep going around in a circle. So murder bounties are a bit more tricky because you're blocked for 7 days, so you know you have to find somebody. So some other places then to go. So hopefully we can go back there. It still says 3 minutes. Oops. But that timer's stuck. It normally counts down. Each time you look at it, it should show a bit less. So it says I'm wanted at the top there, if there's low security wanted, but we'll see if I actually am when we get there. So FD, if you watch this, you got some bugs to fix. Right, so here we are back here, and I'm not wanted. So, and if I look at the timer now, nothing. So that's gone. What normally happens, it counts right down to it goes right down to 0 minutes. You can't come back then, and then it shows on H dash jump. When it shows that, as soon as it shows that, you can come back. So I'm going to go back to the resource extraction site now. And this time I'm going to try. Right, here I am back in the high res. I'm clean now. And what I want to do is show you a different way of escaping. Last time I did it with a low wake, just by boosting until I was clear. And once I was clear, I then engaged my frameshift drive and low waked out. And that's usually the method I use, and it's pretty successful. I think I get away nearly every time. So this has been going for a while. That's right, he's going to get in. Right, so here we go. Well, assault, you see, because I didn't scan him. So go away, get your navigation. Whoops. Panel. Choose your next station. I'm clear of mass lock. Oh, weapons away. And this time, we're not getting mass locked. It took ages for the frameshift to go last time, if you remember rightly. So I'll just keep pointing away for the time being. And it's much quicker now. Once I've got that, I can then point to it, full throttle, and I'm away. So didn't take any fire at all. Trouble is, this place is still controlled by the same faction, so I'm going to be wanted when I arrive here, so this wasn't the best place to choose. So as you can see, I'm still wanted. But that's it, I can go anywhere else now and I won't be wanted. And the next stage, when I commit murder, I'm going to show you how to clear all these bounties. So that's it for that. So 2 ways to escape. One is just to keep boosting and engage your frameshift drive and low wake out of there. The only thing with that is it takes a long time because you get mass locked by the ships following you. If you high wake, you don't get that. But there are some complications with that. If the planet that you've chosen, or the system you've chosen to jump to, is behind the planet, it won't jump, and then you get stranded. So sometimes it takes 1 or 2 goes to get the right system targeted before you can jump. So that's why I tend to low wake, because at least you know where you are, and as I say, it works just about every time. So I'm quite happy with that. But it's up to you. You should try both ways and see which one works for you. So when you get back to the station, I'm just going to repair the damage that I did. You go to contacts, and you'll see the bounty is now changed to a fine. So you have a choice. You can pay it off or not. It's just a question of your conscience. I like to keep a clean sheet, so keep that there. Nothing happens if you don't pay it, except for if you ever get killed in this system, and so you have to rebuy here, that fine will get added to your rebuy. That's all there is to it. So once it's a fine, you can pay it off. So the timer has to expire for that. There's no way you can pay it off when the timer's still active. So if you got a 7 or 8 day one, you just have to wait. So as I said before, there is a way of dealing with it, which I'll show you later. Right, what I've done now, I've come to the low resource extraction site because I want to commit murder, show you what happens when you get a murder bounty. I've come here because the ships are much easier to kill. They don't fight back and they're low rank and not very well equipped. There's still plenty of feds here, so what I've got to do is actually kill one before the feds get me, otherwise it'll just be another assault. Adder, mostly harmless, right. Got a chance with him and he's got no shields. Right, so he's a miner. Same thing, I'll get another assault charge when I shoot him. And the feds will be quite quickly onto me, I should imagine, so I've got to get in, get out quickly. Get my pips to the engines. I feel a bit sorry for him. Sorry, mate, but a man's got to do what a man's got to do. Where's my weapons gone? So there's the assault charge. As soon as I land a shot on a targeted innocent ship. Oh no, he's chaffing. See, oh, maybe not. Who's attacking me? I've got to get him before the feds get me. I want to die, but I won't get a murder unless he dies. Right, we got it. So there's the murder. Now the feds are onto me. They'll kill me. Right, that didn't last long. So that should help me to prove the point now. Right, what happened now, I'm going to spawn back in the last station I took off from. That's important. You need to figure out where you're going to be. And I'll show you why later. Now, this rebuy screen confuses some people. They've made it much, much safer now. Before, you could very easily select the wrong thing and end up back where you started, lose all your ship that you've worked so long for. I think I'd been playing a month. I worked my way up to a vulture and I clicked the wrong thing. It sent me back to a sidewinder and I lost all my investment and I was gutted. Had to start all over again. But they fixed it now anyway. They've made it, there's more checks and balances and things. Right. First thing is, of course, you need your insurance money to get your ship back. And the insurance on this one is 26,000. But I've got 1.2 million, so I'm okay for that. But if you haven't got enough money, what you can do, over here, there's some modules that I've bought. You can unclick those, and each one you unclick, the rebuy goes down. So there's, where do they put it? Can you see something's going down? This is the rebuy cost, 32,000, 26,000. So you can see here now that rebuy's a lot less. So if you haven't got the full, what do I need? 26,118, 40,000 it says down here, for some reason or other. But anyway, when you untick these things, oops, missed that one, want that back. So rebuy, everything is selected there. So it's by unclicking some of these things, you get a lower rebuy cost, and that will get you your ship back if you haven't quite got enough money. Right, so now I purchase it. Make sure you got the right one. It's this second one you want selected. Purchase. You get even a chance to confirm it, which you didn't get before. So now what happened, I'll start off back in the last station where I was at. And because that's in a different system, I'm in Azerbaijan City in Iranin, and I'm not wanted here or anything. Right, let's have a look at my transactions. Yeah. Dormant bounty. Now, dormant bounties are very nasty. The moment I committed murder, I just had a normal active bounty. So the problem with these dormant bounties is that you don't see that you're wanted, and but you are. And as soon as a Fed scans you in the system where you got the bounty, then that'll be reactivated and they'll kill you. So I'm going to show you that. So I'm going back now to where we were. There you go. So it says 6 days, 23 hours, 55 minutes. So it was a 7-day bounty. Now, if I go anywhere where the feds are, like if I go to the station, they'll scan me on the way in and reactivate it. So it looks like, you see, I'm not wanted if you look on the right there, and you feel pretty safe. So no other NPCs, the bounty hunters won't come after you or anything like that. If that bounty was still active and I'd got away before the feds killed me, then for the next few days there'll be bounty hunters interdicting me, you know, every so often, trying to get that bounty. Even when I'm in another system, they say, somebody's told me there's a bounty on you, because they've got a kill warrant scanner, so they can still claim it from you. So you will get trouble from them, but my advice is don't, every time they try and interdict you, just submit and run away. Don't try and fight them, because they're pretty well equipped. You end up with a long battle. You know, if you're good, you can win, and but all it does is waste a lot of time. You usually take some damage or whatever. It's just not worth it. So just run away, and once you've run away, they usually leave you alone. Right, now So what I'm going to do this time is go to the resource extraction site. See if we can find it. Let's go to we go to the high one this time. Should be more feds there, hopefully. You'll see what happens. The same would happen at a station as well. When you go to the station, the feds are patrolling around the entrance, which you've seen. You might wonder what they're doing there. What they're doing is they're waiting to scan people who've got a dormant bounty or an active bounty. And if they see it, then the station will revoke your permission to come in, and then everybody will open fire on you, including the station, and you get killed very quickly, even if you're in a battleship. So you don't want to get scanned outside the station when you've got a bounty on you. Even for a 200 credit bounty, same thing. So wanted is wanted. And dormant bounty is wanted as well, it's just that you can't see it. So it's a bit of a shame. They should actually put a warning on your head-up display, like when you're wanted, to say sort of wanted, watch out, or something. I don't know. I'm sure we can come up with something. Because that dormant bounty does actually mean that you're wanted. Oops. Right, there's a scan. That could be the feds this time. No, it's another pirate. Oh, no, they've got me. Look at the writing. You have a bounty on your head. Attack mode initiated. So I'm not going to get out of here. Bang. So that's what happens when you've got a dormant bounty on you. And back you go to the station again with another rebuy. So I'm going to show you how to get out of that. So exactly the same as before, except for minus another 26,000. It's a bit of a shame because at that resource extraction site there were big pirates with massive bounties all over the place. So you imagine the disappointment that a lot of people get when that happens to them. So when we check my transactions, going all over the place. I'm still not used to these buttons. Resume. Don't want to launch. I want that. Transactions. There it is. And if you look now, 6 days, 23 hours, 15 hours, it's gone back to 7 days again. It's completely reset. And that will just, you go round and round in circles. And what happens is people think that they're making mistakes. So I can't understand, I must be shooting bad guys. Because they don't understand that they've got this dormant bounty. They don't understand that they're actually wanted. So basically you can't go back there. So what I'm going to do now is show you how to get rid of that if you do want to go back. Because let's say you had a whole load of bounty vouchers that you wanted to cash in, and you got as a salt bounty, so you became wanted, and you just wanted to go to the station, get that money. Or if you're doing a community goal, where sometimes they have bounty hunting for that, and you got to get as many bounties as you can, and you get bigger payouts, you get bonuses and things like that if you stay there and keep getting them. Where do we want to go? Let me just do this first. So the buttons are reversed from what they used to be, and I keep pressing the wrong one. We want to go back to, what's down here somewhere, wasn't it? GD 319. Right. That's it. So what I'm going to do, yeah, if you got a bounty on you, if you're wanted and you need to get in to the station to claim those bounty vouchers, this is what to do. But also, it's a way of clearing the bounty as well. Some people say it's an exploit, but the developers changed it for if you got a bounty for killing an actual person. So oh, there's no station here. Oh yeah, there is. It was right over the other side, wasn't it? No, that was the other place. Oh, well, it's dead easy here because you don't get feds at these outposts. So let's just stop for a minute. We need to look at who's issued the bounty. So this might explain some of the mechanics. So it doesn't actually say who, it just says in GD319. So presumably we want the controlling faction. So over here, they're not the controlling faction here. I think that one is. Does it say? How do you know? Okay, we'll go to the system map. But it's quite important that you get this right. So here we go. This one here is it saying, let's try it like this, Bose Landing. I thought it usually says controlling faction GD319 solutions. So the other station, God, I always put it so you can't click it. That one there, controlling faction GD319 solutions as well. So I'm hoping this works right. So we go to the station, and what you've got to do is land there. I could have gone to the next system. What's it called? Keep pressing the wrong buttons. It's annoying me. Orlis. That's also controlled by GD319. I found out. So, but this should work. Because what happens is, when you respawn at the station you took off from last. And what you need is for that to be under the control of the faction that gave you the bounty. And if those conditions are met... Oh, I've overshot. Too busy talking. If you just turn away until that dot goes hollow and then turn back again, you're back on course again. So you're coming from a slightly different angle. Yeah, if the station's owned by the or controlled by the faction that gave you that bounty, then what happens is when you get the rebuy, the bounty gets added to it and you come out with a clean sheet. So we'll test that now. So if you've got Coriolis type station, you know, the ones with a slot, it's a lot easier because they've got feds around them, but then you've got to get in. So yeah, okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to Orlis to do it properly. So normally what you would do to clear the bounty, you'd be wanting to go to the station. So it's a bit too simple doing it at the outpost, so I'm going to do it at the Coriolis station, because I want to show you how to get in without getting scanned. At the outposts, there's no feds there, so you can just land and you won't get scanned. So that's always the safest option. So if you've got a small ship and you can land at an outpost, that's the place to go. But it has to be controlled by the faction that's given you the bounty. So luckily at this place, it's also controlled by the GD319 people. So just while I'm going over there, see if we can get it right this time. So I come over here. There you go. See the top one, GD319s? They're the main faction here. So, if I was wanted because I committed a murder or assault at the resource extraction site in GD319, then I'd still be showing wanted now. But because it's a dormant bounty, it doesn't show as wanted. But as you've seen, the feds can still see it when they scan you. So when I go to the station, the feds will be patrolling, and I've got to get in without getting scanned, because if they scan me, they're going to kill me. So this is now life and death. So what you do before coming to this station with your dormant bounty or your active bounty, you go and get a sidewinder if you've got a big ship. But I'm already in a sidewinder, so I've already got it. I could have gone and got a basic one to cut the cost down even more, but I'm not too bothered because this is only a demo. So you need to minimise the cost by getting the cheapest ship you can. Right, now what you want to do is come in on the axis line. So I'm just going to boost over here a little bit to straighten up. So there's all the feds. If they scan me, they're going to kill me. Right, within 7.5, so I'm going to get my docking permission now. I've got to get in without getting scanned, so here we go. Just full throttle with 4 pips to the engine. Should be enough. And you've got to come right down this axis line as straight as you can. The feds are all circulating, looking forward, so they don't see you when they come in this direction. So straight in, home and dry. So we'll find our landing pad. It's over here somewhere. So we got in safely. So the first thing to do is to land. Once we land, oop, get my pips off. Landing gear down. Where are we? It's difficult talking when you're doing this at the same time. Or the other way round, difficult doing this while you're talking. Right, so I've landed. I'm just going to refuel, not that it makes a difference because I'm going to get blown up now anyway. So now that I've landed, I'm free to get killed and clear the bounty. So there it is, still in the transactions, 5,800. So what we want to do now, first of all we've got to get it reactivated, because if you get killed with a dormant bounty, it comes back as a dormant bounty, and you've still got it, so you haven't achieved anything. So what you've got to do is get it reactivated, and you do that by getting scanned, which isn't as easy as you think. So if I go back to the resource extraction site and carry on there, that would work. Eventually they'll scan you, but you want it over as quickly as possible really. So as we know there's loads of feds here, all I have to do is just hang around here. Yep, they've scanned me. See if I become wanted. Who scanned me? Justice awaits me. Yep, there we go. I'm wanted. See, they've reactivated it. Now they're blowing me up. Come on. Go and speed it up by taking your shields off. Right. Now, remember, I took off from that station that was controlled by the faction that issued the bounty. That's the important bit. So I buy back my ship, 26,000. Normally it'd be less than that because you do it in a basic Sidewinder. Confirm. So don't do it in your normal ship. Get the basic Sidewinder. Sneak in. If you're lucky, they'll sell one at the station so you could buy it before taking off. So, let's have a look now. Clean. There you go. Bounty's gone. If you just have a look back at the video, you'll see it was added to the rebuy. So it wasn't just the 26,000. There was the 5,800 or whatever it was added to it. So that's it. I'm clean, and now I can go back to the resource extraction site and kill there. Everybody's forgotten. They'll all still be friendly, and we're back to normal. So that's how to get rid of a bounty. It's very straightforward if you do it right. So I'll just go over the main points again. You must, well, first of all, you get yourself the cheapest ship you can, a basic Sidewinder. You go to the station that's controlled by the guys that gave you the bounty. You sneak in without getting scanned, which means go straight down the axis line at full throttle with 4 pips to the engine. Even if you see scan detected just when you get to the slots, you normally get in before it completes, so you can just ignore that. So land. Once you've landed, take off, come back outside the station, hang around there until they scan you. As soon as they scan you, they'll reactivate the bounty, see that you're wanted, make you wanted, and then blow you up. When you're blown up, you find yourself back in the station with a rebuy, which is very cheap, and then you come out clean, able to go on your way again. So you can do that straight away as soon as you get the bounty. But what you mustn't do is get killed with a dormant bounty, because you just go round and round and round in circles, getting blown up all the time, back to the station, come back out, blown up again, and round you go. So that's about it for bounties then. And if you have any questions, just put them in the comments. Please don't tell me my volume's all balked, because I can't do anything about that.